that franchise player made a deal with Vicious. The franchise player paid his entire life savings to Vicious to screw Lord Magma out of the match at Gang Warfare, which is a huge shock because, you know, the franchise player says he never quits, he never cheats, but despite all this, you know, Vicious, you know, helped the franchise player defeat Lord Magma, and you know, the Destroyer was just devastated. You know, the Destroyer thought the franchise player was his friend. The Destroyer thought the franchise player was someone he can trust, and you know, the Destroyer was pissed off. He basically went on and said to the franchise player, "You know what? I can't believe I thought you were my friend. I mean, you're scum. I mean, you're a total fraud, franchise player. I mean, you told all these fans here to believe in you, and that you're the real deal, and that you're a true champion, that you're a warrior. But we all found out that you're just a fraud, that you're just a coward. That you couldn't beat the Lord Magma on your own. You had to pay Vicious to screw you out of the match at Gang Warfare just to win the WWE Championship." And the franchise player did not even deny it. He said the reason why he did it is because he promised all of his friends and family back in Detroit that he wanted to bring a championship home to his hometown, and he refused to leave Gang Warfare as a loser in that match. So he said to Vicious, whenever it looked like that he couldn't beat Lord Magma, then Vicious would come out and help the franchise player in the match. And people were just devastated by it. No one even thought. Nobody saw this one coming. And at the same time, the franchise player, or excuse me, the Destroyer was, you know, he couldn't believe out of all people the franchise player won the Square match. The Destroyer believes, you know, that the franchise player shouldn't even be main eventing Pandemonium if he's capable of, you know, what he did at Gang Warfare. I mean, the Destroyer went on the record and said, "Hell, franchise player, you probably paid Plan X and everyone else to let you win at Square of Despair. You shouldn't even be main eventing Pandemonium. It should be me." So the Destroyer came with this idea. He wanted to prove to the world how much of a fraud the franchise player is. So he challenged the franchise player, his former best friend, at Love at First Fight to match in the Destroyer's own hometown of Heathens Row, Kemlon. So, you know, and of course the franchise player accepted the match. And before these two men came out to another argument, Vampiro came out, because it was supposed to be Vampiro to face the franchise player. And a couple minutes into this match, the Destroyer distracted the referee and assisted Vampiro and screwed franchise player. So Vampiro was victorious. He defeated the franchise player. So now Vampiro moves on to the second round to face whoever wins between Spike and Sombriado next week. Let's see, and then also Lord Magma fought Von Creed for the first qualifying match in the one-way ticket ladder match at Love at First Fight. And Lord Magma was victorious in a back and forth matchup against Von Creed. And then after that, I went to an interview with Spike. And Spike, you know, he basically said, you know, he was asked by Jeff if, you know, if Filmo did the right thing by making this tournament to unify the Underground Championship and the West Coast Championship. And Spike, he thought this was a great idea. He loves the opportunity to prove himself in the ring. He said that he wants to prove his best if he can defeat three opponents to win this new unified championship. That would definitely bring some, some prestige back to his title after his title win was tainted by that assist from Vicious on the last episode of Assault. And, you know, Spike basically went on to talk about Vicious, how he still doesn't know why Vicious assisted him last week, and at the same time he wants to get his hands on Vicious, you know, to get back at him. And, you know, folks, for obviously Spike and Vicious, characters from Cowboy Bebop, you know, these two men, Spike and Vicious, they knew each other. They had a history with each other prior to UWA. So, you know, these two know each other. So who knows how this is going to play out later months between Spike and Vicious. Okay, and then Filmo came out, and he was going to announce the #1 contender to face Rampage at Love at First Fight. So Rampage came out, and Filmo said that Samoa Joe was going to be the #1 contender. You know, Filmo believes that Samoa Joe was screwed out of the title at Whole Night Bash when he lost to Lord Magma, because Samoa Joe had his feet underneath the ropes. The referee did not see it. And UWA rules state that if a travesty like that happens, then the ex-champion gets an automatic rematch, and that never happened. So Phil Mo announced that Samoa Joe will face Rampage at the first fight. Samoa Joe came out. They had a classic stare down, Rampage and Samoa Joe. So by UWA standards, you know, Samoa Joe and Rampage, this is definitely going to be a dream matchup. It's going to be a must-see at Love at First Fight. We had a Laura Hardy promo. She came out to the middle of the ring. She said, you know, she's the women's champion, and you know, she basically went on the record and said, you know, Stacey Hardy is the inferior Hardy, and you know, there's no way Stacey Hardy's going to face me for the women's championship after losing at Square of Despair. So basically, Stacey Hardy's dreams of becoming the 12th-time women's champion are flushed down the toilet. And Stacey Hardy came out because Stacey Hardy and Blue Angel, aka Angelinas, were scheduled to face Coco and Mickie James for the women's tag team championships after they defeated the World's Hottest Tag Team at Square of Despair. Now, Laura Hardy got involved in this match, and Stacey Hardy, you know, got distracted, and Coco pinned Stacey Hardy to win the match and retain their championships. But then Stacey Hardy and Laura Hardy got into a scuffle after the match happened, and while that was going on, out of nowhere, Silver Wolf comes out, you know, saying, "Oh, you can't break up with me," because at Square of Despair, she basically broke up with Silver Wolf. That's when she found out that Silver Wolf was two-timing Coco with Anna Tana and Renegade Diva, and it looked like Silver Wolf was gonna attack Coco, but out of nowhere, Jeff comes out and saves the day by disposing of Silver Wolf. And then Jeff actually, believe it or not, he actually proposed to Coco at this moment. He asked for Coco to marry him, and she said yes. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a wedding between Coco and Jeff at Love at First Fight, our next clip review. Earlier, during that whole promo between Rampage and Samoa Joe actually asked, why wait till Love at First Fight? Let's have this match tonight for the UWA title. Phil Mo actually agreed. He was actually going to allow Samoa Joe and Rampage to have the UWA title match tonight on Assault instead of that Love at First Fight. But unfortunately, for any unknown reason, right after the bell sounded, of all people, Sombriato and the Suicidals came in the ring and attacked both Rampage and Samoa Joe. And unfortunately, the referee had to call it a double disqualification and threw off the match, and the fans were pissed. But despite all that, after all the double disqualification, Samoa Joe and Rampage are going at it. They fought backstage all over the entire arena, and unfortunately, you know, the show couldn't keep on with their fight because they ran out of time. The show went off the air, and that was, you know, that show. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. There was also a match. An important segment. There was a match earlier tonight as well. The Ground Greats, they defeated the Suicidals at Square of Despair. And the Ground Greats, you know, they said they were fighting tag team champions, and they'll face all comers. And the first team to challenge them were the Monsters of Destruction, Cell and Broly. Now, first, when the Monsters of Destruction were in the ring, you know, before the Ground Greats came out, Plaxico Burress was attacked by sex and violence backstage right after Michael Strahan came out, and the bell sounded before Plaxico Burress made it to the ring. So unfortunately, Michael Strahan had to face a handicap match between both members of the Monsters of Destruction, Cell and Broly, and they basically destroyed Michael Strahan. So now we have new tag team champions of the Monsters of Destruction. So there you have it, folks. The first episode of Assault that we missed. Oh, sorry folks, before I get on to the next episode, the second episode of Assault, there's another segment I forgot to go over. A segment between Mona Loca and Aaron Emeny. Apparently, we found out the reason why, you know, these two are at it right now. I guess apparently before Square of Despair, prior to the double Square of Despair match, after Regina found out that Aaron Emeny was going to be a part of the double Square of Despair match, Regina went up to Aaron Emeny and said, I know you want a double shot at the Double X Championship. Well, if you can eliminate Stacey Hardy, you know, at this Double X Despair match, I will give you a shot at the Double X Championship. And basically, Erin Emily, she got eliminated by Mona Loca, and Erin Emily, took exception to that, because not only did she lose her opportunity to compete for the Double X Championship, Erin Emily, in her mind, she thinks Mona Loca is a rookie, that she's kind of green, that it's an embarrassment, that it's a humiliation towards Erin Emily that Mona Loca eliminated her at Score Despair, and not to mention, even though it was deeper than that, she basically said she still can't. Erin Emily basically said she still can't get over the fact, that Mona Loca helped screw her team at Gang Warfare when Ursula Ariano, Mona Loca, Erin Emily, and Coco had to face Pink Angel, Araceli, and Au Natural back at Gang Warfare. So those two, are on bad terms with each other right now.